That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about Nyad, the narrative feature debut of documentarians Jimmy Chin and Elizabeth Chai Vasarhelyi, which premiered at the 2023 Telluride Film Festival. Netflix is giving it a theatrical window as of October 20th, 2023, and it'll be available on their streaming service on November 3rd.
The directors are Oscar winners?
Yes, they won an Oscar for Free Solo, their 2019 documentary. They have many other notable offerings on their resumes, including Maru from 2015 and The Rescue from 2021.
This film, a riveting chapter in the life of world-class athlete Diana Nyad. 3 decades after giving up marathon swimming in exchange for a prominent career as a sports journalist, at the age of 60, Diana becomes obsessed with completing an epic swim that always eluded her, the 110-mile trek from Cuba to Florida, often referred to as the Mount Everest of swims. Determined to become the first person to finish the swim without a shark cage, Diana goes on a thrilling 4-year journey with her best friend and coach Bonnie Stoll and a dedicated sailing team.
Yes.
That's the full story. And the ending is that she does accomplish it after her 5th try.
Yes.
So she's like 64. But that's it.
And I remember that as a news story in 2013.
You liked this movie.
I did. It's based notably on Diana Nyad's own memoir, Find a Way. But yeah, if you're a fan of Annette Bening and Jodie Foster and or overall resilient lesbians, yes, this is a sterling film. I did quite enjoy it.
When you were telling me about it, I thought I would have enjoyed it as well.
Yes, I felt like you would have also had drawn parallels with certain behaviors that I feel like I exhibit.
Well, Diana's a difficult woman.
It's a difficult
So yes.
But with good reason. And there are many things that she says in this film that I agreed with.
Talk to us about Annette Bening's performance.
Well, I'll give it in my pull quote. Annette Bening brings her A-stroke as the thorny, determined Diana Nyad in a film which, by and large, is a glorious attestation of mind over matter and a steely homage to those we dismiss as difficult women.
Nice.
But yeah, Annette Bening, strap on your gown, girl, because hopefully you'll get an Oscar nod for this. Because the physicality, I think, that went into the role is impressive and considerable. I think she's in fighting form, as is Jodie Foster as her best friend, Bonnie, who, a large part of Diana's success is because this woman stood by her and was kind of commandeered to be her coach. So we open with actual news footage of Diana Nyad as a 28-year-old in the 70s, learning in quick succession that she swam Manhattan around Manhattan in 1975, and from the Bahamas and Florida, that was a 102-mile stretch in 1979, and we learn that she was going to retire herself after swimming from Cuba to Florida, and of course was not successfully able to do so. And we get the sense, meeting her, jumping to 2011 Los Angeles, that this has kind of bothered her entire life, that she has not been able to accomplish this, and she's kind of allowed herself to be defined by this failure, even though she was an iconic footnote in the late 70s. So yeah, she seems to be kind of stuck in a place of arrested development, and we see her just as she turns 60 and she decides to start training again, even though it seems impossible. And nobody believes that she can do it, and of course that it is one of those feel-good tales, in that if you know anything going into it, you know how this is going to turn out. But the joy in it, I think, is with Jodie Foster and Annette Bening kind of navigating the script, and also as her navigator, Rhys Ifans, playing John Bartlett. I mean, just the strenuousness of, because it does take a team. Like all of these people, she's in the water by the time she successfully finishes it for near 55 hours for this 110 miles. So, and the rules are that she can't touch the side of the boat, so her trainer has to feed her, there has to be a medical team involved, and of course it took 5 tries altogether, and each time they learned something new, because she's attacked by box jellyfish, sharks, of course, beyond the general wear and tear of on your body, and most importantly probably is that they're due to the currents in the water and the weather patterns, there's a very small window of opportunity once a year where they are able to even try to do this.
She does have a close call with a shark.
Yes.
How does that look?
Well, we learned in the 70s that there had been a shark cage, kind of this apparatus that kind of floats along with her to protect her from sharks, and she decided to forego that because that would mean it would be an aided swim. But the sharks are deterred by a type of sonar frequency. So there are these two young men that pop up frequently. That, if I have anything to criticize it for, it's like besides the three, Rhys, Jodie, and Annette, there's really no characterization for anybody else. But these other young guys, we explain that, well, it's implied that, we're not just going to kill creatures that are living in their natural habitat because you want to go on this long swim. So now we just get down there and poke them with sticks that have tennis balls in the end. Because if you hit the shark on the tip of its nose, it'll usually be waylaid. Because you have to convince it that you're not a seal. She
gets stung by jellyfish.
Yes, which requires them to invite a scientist to go, I think, on the last two stints that they do, and she's outfitted with this special cloth, and then at night has to wear this face, which is really is also even more prohibitive when you're swimming, this kind of creepy looking face mask. And we get at the end we get a montage of all the places she ended up on Oprah after being successful with this swim, right? She was on Dancing with the Stars and Ellen.
She was a contestant on Dancing with the Stars?
She was, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. What else do you want to say? How does the movie look?
I think it looks really good. It was shot by Claudio Miranda, which I think is funny because, well, Claudio Miranda won Oscar for cinematography for Life of Pi, which is like a CGI heavy film.
Oh.
But also lends David Fincher's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Oh.
And if you remember from that film, there's a character like Diana Nyad in the Tilda Swinton character.
I don't remember that.
The woman who, and she's based on that English woman who swam the English Channel.
Oh.
Gertrude Edinburgh, I forget her last name, Edinburgh or Edinburgh or something like that.
Is there a soundtrack of note?
Alexander Desplat, who works a lot and has done some soundtracks this year. So has some compositions this year I didn't like an Asteroid City. I think it's fine. It looks good. It really, the strength of it is the two female lead performances.
What else you got?
That's about it. I think if you like these ladies, I anticipate that if Annette Bening gets an Oscar nod, she'll lose to somebody young again, like she has to Hilary Swank twice and Natalie Portman. She'll probably, like Emma Stone for Poor Things, they'll probably give her a second Oscar before they give Annette Bening her due. But she is a fantastic actor, and I think that this is must-see if you adore her.
What would you give this film?
3.5
out of 5. Hit the thanks button. Listen to our podcast. Bye.